So Rain World, you play as a cute little weird slug cat creature.
Okay.
Which has been separated from its family in some sort of like dramatic flood or ecological catastrophe. And you're just lost alone in this big crazy world filled with things trying to eat you, and you're trying to survive. You try to find food before the rains start at night. You try to avoid predators, and you kind of try to make your way back to your family.
So it looks like it has a pretty cool 2D black and white aesthetic going on mostly.
Yeah, I mean.
Or is that just the particular area you're showing right now?
This is like the starting area is kind of underground, so it's a bit classic.
Is there any special mechanics you have as a bug or a cat? Was it a cat slug?
Yeah. Story about the slug cat's kind of funny. We never really named the character; it was just a fantasy character. But when we were showing initial videos online on like our YouTube channel, we had this one. I think it was like a Japanese fan that he wouldn't speak any English other than just he'd write slug cat in every video. So eventually we're like, all right, you win, it's a slug cat. But, for mechanics, yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just like hunting food, and you can kind of grab rocks and spears and sticks and stuff that's on the ground and use them to defend yourselves.
You said you're doing all this before the rain comes. So, like, that's
Yeah.
bad. What happens when the rain comes?
It's like heavy rain, and it kills you if you're exposed to it for too long. So
Okay.
basically, like, it's kind of an ecosystem simulator. There's like lots and lots of different creatures that live in this big open world environment, and you're kind of like navigating your way through it. So all of the creatures have total agency over the map. They're hunting food, they're trying to find shelters, they're having like territorial squabbles, they're eating each other.
Okay.
So a lot of the game is like learning the behaviors of the different creatures and then using them against each other. Like one sort of vulture will prefer to eat pink lizards, so if you can lure a vulture and a pink lizard together, you can like pass this room and that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But we, the concept was kind of like a Metroidvania, except for, in Metroidvania games you start out and you're really underpowered.
Yes.
And you have like a little pea shooter.
Right.
And you're sneaking around because everything around every corner is going to kill you. And I really like that sort of anxious feeling in the beginning of those games. But then later on as the game develops, you get a bunch of power-ups and you turn into like Badass 9000,
Right.
which just like kills everything in your way. And that I find really boring, personally. So we tried to make this game sort of a situation where you have that level of, you're afraid throughout the entire game. Like, you learn things and you build confidence, but like pretty much at every point in the game, you are underpowered, you're the underdog, and you have to kind of like use your wits the entire time.
Sounds great. So what platform are you on?
Steam for PC, Mac, Linux, and PlayStation 4. We're going to do a co-release early 2017.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.